Due to the nature of when episode Ignis is set in Final Fantasy XV's story, mild spoilers may follow. As DLC tied to my favorite character of Final Fantasy XV and 2 satisfying previous DLC episodes, I had high expectations for episode Ignis' story. As expected based on the last 2 episodes, episode Ignis gives unique fighting mechanics to Ignis to suit his fighting style, and revealed what happened in a part of the game he was absent. Unique to episode Ignis, however, is a special extraverse portion that puts a new twist on big moments of Ignis' story that had a fan of Ignis and 15's story like myself captivated in all the right ways. Delivering the kind of quality expected from the last few DLC chapters coming to 15, episode Ignis mostly delivers and is a story chapter that fans of Ignis and Final Fantasy XV won't want to miss. Episode Ignis starts off strong in the epic Leviathan portion of Final Fantasy XV's story, and details what happened before Noctis wakes up, focusing mostly on Ignis as promised. Ignis finds himself separated from the group on his way to help Noct, and it becomes his mission to make his way through the fallen debris and fire in Altissia without help from his teammates. Despite the dire situation, Ignis is the best person for this kind of job as the Crown Guard's resident tactician, and as many crossroads present themselves, Ignis' dedication to Noctis is shown as he pushes his way forward relentlessly. A lot of my favorite things about Ignis were the more humorous side of him with his recipes and wit in Final Fantasy XV, but episode Ignis zeroes in on showing how far Ignis will go to protect Noctis that made me further appreciate the deeper side of his character. Even though Ignis as a character had fairly good development between the core 15 game and the Brotherhood anime, episode Ignis acts as a great climax to his journey, and while only a couple of hours long, it features some key moments that help me better appreciate his story that stands well enough on its own. Episode Ignis has more than one story to tell in more ways than one. Co-star Ravis' part in Ignis' story shows another side of him, and their brief time together gives background and a softer side into someone that often acts as an antagonist in various parts of 15. Episode Ignis also features a part called Extraverse that offers an alternative story branch that challenges final events in episode Ignis' arc and in the core story, with a different possibility that fans of Final Fantasy XV's story won't want to miss. I don't want to spoil what these events are at all, but the possibility shown was a highlight of the episode, and was the kind of special wow factor that I was hoping for in the episode's story that impacted not just Ignis' story, but parts of 15's core story as well. Between story moments, combat in episode Ignis suits his role of tactician well, with balancing elements, attack range, timing, and special attacks all making their way into Ignis' combat style. Fighting with his spell daggers, Ignis constantly has an element attached to his weapon, serving the kind of function of showing how Ignis will attack rather than just what element his attacks will give, with fire meaning that he'll attack one enemy, ice attacking enemies within range, and lightning darting him around the field, and a new take on elementals that made me consider the placements of enemies more. On top of this, blocking helps to heal Ignis and boost his total clarity ability gauge that does a stronger version of his attacks, and special attacks like Overclock and the familiar high jump can give it an edge in battle. All of this tied with a damage multiplier that raises as you attack continuously makes for an active battle system that is engaging and requires thought to master. During the main portion of episode Ignis, I found the system a little tough, with so much to balance between blocking and using total clarity in battles with a lot of enemies, but during the fun extra battle with Noctis, I began to appreciate this new twist on 15's mechanics. Ignis can dart around the field like Noctis, but his attacks consider the battlefield in a new way fitting to battling with more thought. This, and its truly active nature, makes it probably the most fun I've had using combat with the other characters in Final Fantasy XV so far. The extra fight with Noctis is a fun bit of replayability for those who want more than just story from episode Ignis, along with the area of Altissia as a whole. While there aren't any side quests like there were in episode Prompto, there are well-hidden documents scattered through Altissia for those interested in lore, and a recipe-filled skill to be unlocked for those with patience. A Exploring the city above ground and through water was an enjoyable way to explore the big area, and I'm glad at least a few things were put in to allow for more exploration outside the main story. In spite of these extra things to do in the main part of episode Ignis, the most enjoyable time I had post-story was with the extra fight with Noctis, with Noct's many weapons and skills making him a formidable foe, and the battle full of one-liners was my favorite of the extra battles in all 3 of the current DLC episodes. As the finale of the DLC episodes for the main party of Final Fantasy XV, episode Ignis finishes on a high note. Its extra story moments give something new to the story of a character I already liked, along with a new combat style that was fun to master when given some time outside of the main story. Its story manages to fill in a few gaps of 15's story, with a few surprises of its own in its touching extra verse, and the option of continuing to play with a few things to find that make the experience mostly a recipe for success. Episode Ignis' story may have only been a couple of hours long, but this impactful extra slice of story does the best job at adding new meaning to moments in Final Fantasy XV's core story, and the main episode and its extra verse are probably something fans of 15 will be quite interested to see. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below if you will play episode Ignis, and if you already have, what did you think of it? You can like and share this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel for more JRPG content like this, and ring that bell to get notifications on whenever I post so you don't miss a thing. Check out the blog at jrpgjungle.com. I do everything I do here, but in written form, and you can find me on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all at jrpgjungle, and those links will be in the description, along with links to where you can find episode Ignis. Until next time, thank you, bye!